Welcome to the south coast of Cornwall. I'm pretty sure most of you are familiar with the drill by now. We are of course here at Looe this morning on the 3.8 Maelstrom, but today I'm going to be trying to head out a little bit further than what I have in some of my previous videos. I'm mentally preparing myself right now to take a bit of a beating for your guys' entertainment, and hopefully when we get out of the harbour here it's going to be nice and calm. But hey, it's winter, of course there's going to be a bit of swell. Well, in typical Open on the Water fashion, it is a lot windier than it was forecast to be. So yeah, I'm sort of in the mind now of, do I have a comfortable day staying close, or do I push myself and the boat out and get onto the better ground? And at the moment I'm leaning towards pushing myself out, and I think what I'm going to do is we're going to head out and we're just going to see. If it starts getting bad, we can always turn around and come back in. The wind is it's not supposed to pick up much today until much later on, by which time I hope to be coming back in and we'll be going with the direction of the wind and swell, so it will be a little bit more comfortable, at least on the return journey. But it is going to be bone shaking and spine breaking on the way out, if I want to get out there quick, that is. I mean, I could just bumble along at 5-6 knots like we're doing now and we'd be just fine, but 7 miles at 6 knots, you know, do the maths on that, it's going to take a while. So yeah, let's push out past the island and assess the conditions. I think we're just going to send it today, guys. Let's get on some good fishing. Well, we are a little over halfway to the grounds that we want to fish today, and Looe is all but a blur in the distance there. The conditions aren't too bad out here. I've been out in worse, I'll put it that way. But it's a southeasterly wind, so it's just a nasty direction to go against. Sort of always got the swell side on, and we've been making all right progress. So we're doing about 10 knots, slowly catching up to the trawler in front of me. And I tell you what, guys, a decent seat is so important on a day like this. It just gives you something to brace yourself against, gives you a little bit more cushioning, and it really does take the harshness out of the ride. As these sieves on days like this, they bounce around a lot, you know. So this is a quick seat from Fish Max that I'm trying out at the moment. Nice big design for people larger than me, let's just say. So plenty of support and cushioning. But I'm confident that we're going to make it out there today. And how long we're going to make it out there, I don't know. Maybe we just do 4 hours and then come back in and spend the rest of the day fishing inshore for wrasse, trying out some new rods. That could be fun. But hey, look, I'm just in the sort of wash of the trawler here, and it smoothed the ride out a bit for me. All right, next time I see you, we'll be fishing. All right, I've got you guys up on the head cam. I appreciate the audio might not be great, but it's definitely a better view for you guys. So we're out at this reef now, and yeah, there's a bit of swell coming across. There's one other boat over there, and we're in 45 meters of water, and I'm just going to be dropping down the biggest black minnow that I've got here in a nice bright color. Let's see what's down there. I've never fished this reef in the winter, so it's going to be an interesting one for me to see what fish species we've got out here at this time of year. I mean, the water temperature, according to the Garmin, is a balmy 10.5 degrees. So I don't want to go falling in today, that's for sure. And just look how quickly we're drifting here. The line's all the way out there already. So I just wanted to do one drift without the drogue, just to sort of get a feel for the speed, if you like. And yeah, then I think we'll have to probably put the drogue down today if we're going to be drifting. According to this, we're not drifting at all, but the line's all the way back there. So yeah, I mean, when I'm lure fishing, I really like to keep in contact with the lure and really feel everything. And talking of feeling everything, I've got this rod that I'm trying out today. It's a black tape rod at the moment, but yeah, just seeing what it's like. Very light tip on it. I've got this 5,000 reel on it here. Okay, fish on. Here we go. It's not a bad one either. First fish of the day. Woo! Look at that nod. Yeah, buddy, that's not a pouting. And 40 meters of water here, so you know, a fair bit of depth. And I'm just dragging this lure right along the bottom, really trying to keep it close, as I'm not seeing any marks on the sounder. So I'm assuming any fish that are there are hard on the bottom. This is quite strange, you know. Could be a pollock, I guess, but I don't think it's a pouting. Yeah, pollock. And you know what, I actually really want to take some for the table, as I haven't had any for a while. Whoa, I could use the net here, but I'm not gonna. Yeah, I just want to get some for the table. So there we go, on that nice big red lure. And that's not a bad size fish at all. He's got some real damage to his head there, but that one's going to come back for the table. So let's get that lure back down there. Well, I've done a few drifts now and we seem to be missing a lot of bites, so my plan is to deploy the drogue here. We're going to send that one out, just leave it out there, it will sort itself out. And I'm going to go down to a lighter rod with thinner braid, and I'm going to go down in lure size. I'm going to use a slightly smaller lure here, and hopefully that will sort of improve the bite situation here. I mean, we were drifting at about a knot without the drogue, and that makes things a little bit more challenging when you're on a fast drift and the fish are being fussy, because you can't leave that lure in front of them. You know, unless the fish are really actively chasing lures, then you want a slower drift. And I could feel a lot of bites that felt like decent fish. You know, I expect they were, you know, half decent pollock, and I'm seeing marks on the sounder, so I want to try and keep the lure as close as I can to the bottom and just have a lot of contact and control with it. So I'm really trying to do everything I can to slow the drift down and slow that lure movement down by using thinner braid. Oh, yep, yeah, that's a good fish. Okay, there we go. So we just needed to adjust our drift speed and go down a size in the lure. Oh my goodness, the sound is alive right now. Oh, and this rod. I think we've got a pollock on here. It's full of them down there. I think this is a pollock. Yeah, pollock. All right, a little bit smaller than the last one, but we'll take it. So this one, you know, that's a keeper pollock, but I think we can do better than that. So we'll just dive that one back and go down again. And as I was saying, the sounder is alive. Maybe we can get straight into another one. Just have a little look at that, all those fish down there right on the top of the reef, absolutely alive. Looking at that, it almost looks like bass, the way that they're positioned. But yeah, it's January now, so there's few of them around. I know there's guys up and down the south coast and north coast of Cornwall still catching them, but out here I'm really just expecting pollock, and of course pouting. But if we can get into some really nice big pollock, it's so much fun on the lure gear. Oh, yep. Oh, that was another one. So much fun when you can just feel them going for it down there. And it's always a 50-50 of whether they're going to take it on the drop or the retrieve, in my opinion. Although I say that, I think I have more confidence in the lure on the drop. You know, once that line goes slack, sometimes you just wind into it and boom, there's a fish on. But you know, they will also chase that lure all the way up in the water column, like that. Oh, just like that. Yeah, they will chase it up. All right, that's a better pollock. Just get that rod tucked under my arm and have the drag set and just enjoy the fight. I mean, that was just typical pollock. Hit it like a steam train at the start, and look at it now. He's not doing anything really. Come on, take another run. He's nodding around down there. Yeah, that's typical pollock. I can tell you what, the water clarity is brilliant at the moment, considering it's January, and yeah, we've had a settled week actually, but it's so clear. All right, similar sort of size to the last one. I'm just trying to enjoy my sandwiches here, but we're in the midst of a full-on pollock feeding frenzy right here. Seems like there's some decent fish down there actually, and just loads showing on the sounder. Just getting loads of good hits then. Just had a nice one up to the surface, and I thought I'd turn the camera on and they disappeared. Well, the pollock fishing really is consistent today. As soon as I get over the top of these bits of reef, the fish are just coming up and smashing these soft plastics. Taking my time on this one. Bit of a bigger fish. And although they're not the most exciting species to catch, they are reliable. Here on the south coast, you can always count on finding a few, no matter the time of year. This one's a decent size, got a fair bit of weight behind it. And the good thing about pollock is they're a good eating fish as well. So I always like to come out at this time of year to catch a few for the table. What have we got? He's staying a bit deeper, this one. Better fish, that's why. But yeah, when there's not a lot else to target, I mean, guys, just take a look at it. This is a really good sized fish to come out and catch, you know, on a sib. I could use the net, but I'm not gonna. Yeah, just a slab. That's a double figure fish pretty much right there. And yeah, it can come out and reliably catch fish like this. And we're only 7 miles from Looe, so why wouldn't you come out and fish for these? I mean, this one, he's blown up, unfortunately, from the pressure change there. You can see it when their eyes go all bulged like that. But let's just have a look at that big orange lure in its mouth. Yeah, they do love a rhubarb custard. These pollock, I'm pretty sure that's actually called a mango juice. Although a lot of us will know it as a rhubarb custard. So here we go, big pollock on the soft plastics, on the light rods. It doesn't get much more fun than that. I mean, come on guys. That's gonna taste good. Gonna get some nice fillets off of that, that's for sure. Who's going in the cool box? And well, it's just so calm right now. I don't really want to head back in yet, so let's keep drifting for the pollock. Maybe we'll pick something else up, but I'm happy just catching these guys today. All right, here's a cool surprise. So just had a fish on and I thought, oh, it's just a small pollock, but it's not. It is, in fact, a ling. That is a wicked surprise. There we're saying that it's just going to be pollock out here, and we've gone and caught a ling on a soft plastic. I think this is actually a first for me, or it's certainly the first I've had on a lure in a long time. But yeah, there it is, fair and square. Big old paddle tail, bouncing it along the bottom. A ling. Pretty cool species to catch, really. And I will try and get this one back because, you know, we've got plenty of whoa. Yeah, well, now he's getting my jacket all wet. But yeah, we've got plenty of pollock. Oh, slippery. So I'll try and get this guy released. But that is a real nice surprise species to catch out here today. I mean, by the standards of ling, this is just a small one. Yeah, just a really cool fish to catch. We're in again, and it doesn't feel like a pollock, this. So I'm wondering, do we have another ling? Have we found a little patch where the ling like to hang out? And what have we got here? Oh, it's not a ling, but it is not a pollock either. I don't know how this has happened. We have foul hooked a whiting. So, all right, that's another species at least. Foul hooked a little whiting in the side of the belly. Hopefully he goes back. All right, well, that wind is starting to pick up now, so we're going to head back in towards Looe and do some inshore fishing there with some lighter lures, some lighter gear, see what we can find in the shallows. And yeah, look at this guy steaming right past. He's definitely going to kick up some wake, so I'm going to try and get out of here before I get thrown around by that. But hey, it's been great fishing out here on this patch of reef today. It's just loads of pollock, and to pick up that ling, what a bonus. So yeah, it's worth coming out, guys. If you can get a day like this, you know, there's still plenty of fish to be caught. So let's get the engine going and do the 7-mile steam back towards Looe. We have made it back to Looe, and I must say it feels good to be close to land again after being out there all alone on a cold winter day. Just the feeling of being, you know, within a few hundred meters of shore, it sure is a good one. And I'm gonna spend the next few hours just sort of exploring around the abundance of reef that is located off of Looe and around Looe Island. And this time of year, I'm not really expecting bass on the lures, but there are a lot of resident Ballon Wrasse here, and they can be just as much, if not more fun on the lure. So we're going to be trying some soft plastics in and around the reef and just seeing what we can find on this winter's afternoon. And I'm stuck out now for a few hours. I can't get back up the river until 5 o'clock, which is actually when the sun is going to be setting. So it's a bit touch and go as to whether or not we're going to have much light. But hey, let's just spend the next few hours exploring this lovely area. And what's great is the wind's picked up now. I'm glad I came back when I did. but there's so much shelter to find around Looe Island. We are going to be comfortable for the remainder of this session. Let's go have some fun on the lures. Well, we are on the south facing side of Looe Island at the moment, and we've got protection from the swell by Granny's rocks there, and we're going to drift along this point here. And I'm just going to be using this super light outfit. It's like a 7-foot 5 to 15 gram rod with a little 2000 size reel on it, and I mean, keeping it light is the key to fun here, key to having a good bit of sport. And these black minnows, this is the 2.5 size, so I think this is the newest size that they do, with a 16 gram head, is just going to be perfect for working the reef here. I mean, a non-weedless lure in here is just asking to get snagged, so I do like a weedless lure, even though the hookup might not be as good as if it were to be non-weedless. But really what we're fishing for along here now is wrasse and chance of a pollock. We're in about 5 meters of water, and there's sort of rocks and kelp and quite a lot of structure along here. Fish on straight away. How's that? This is tiny, whatever it is. Small pollock maybe. I keep banging on about it in my videos because it's just been so apparent in the last few months. The increase in numbers. It's just, here we go. Yeah, it's just been brilliant this year to see a return of them, and it seems like no matter where I'm fishing now, I'm catching pollock, which before it was sort of the odd one. And that's a lovely dark kelp coloured pollock right there, just beautiful colours on it. So we'll slide that guy back. Even those little ones are good fun in the shallow water on light gear. It's, you know, a 10 to 30 gram rod almost feels too much when fishing in the shallow water like this with light lures. And I'm just going to carry on the drift sort of over this point, and then we'll work our way around the other side of the island where it's going to be super sheltered and the drift will be really slow, but that's where I'm expecting to find some wrasse in there, where there's a lot of kelp beds. We're getting hits here, guys. I'm not really sure what it is. All right, fish on here. Woohoo! What have we got here, guys? Got that rod bending nicely. We have another pollock. Oh yes, so much fun on the light gear. Fraction of the size of what we were catching earlier, but just as much fun, really. It's just about the gear that you use. And where even is that lure? I can't see it, honestly. You always feel like you sort of risk losing a finger putting them inside a pollock, but hey, not a bad size, a couple pound. For inshore, I'll take that. Well, this little cove in here has always been one of my sort of honey holes for wrasse, and it's a very shallow, snaggy area, but they do seem to love it here. And I'm casting the size 1 paddle tail, the smallest size here, as it's just a lure that I know is gonna give me the best chance when the going's a bit slow like it is at the moment. I mean, the water temperatures are right down now and it's to be expected, but hopefully we can still find a wrasse or two in this spot. And it's quite I find it's quite a specific way to fish for Ballon wrasse here. And what I like to do is really, I like to just bounce that lure, you know, hop it along the bottom, and it takes a bit of learning between getting snagged up an awful lot and having that lure just right for the wrasse to hit it. In my experience, when it comes to wrasse fishing, they'll always hit it on the drop, usually when it's right down near the bottom. And yeah, it's really hard to get that balance right between just dropping it in front of the fish and not getting it snagged up in all the kelp that's down there. Oh, yep. That's got to be a wrasse. Oh, don't let him get in that rocks. Just got to tighten that drag up sometimes. Oh, yes. There we go. That's what we came here for. Ballan wrasse. Not a huge one by any standards, but they're all just so pretty. And yeah, just look at those runs. So much fun to catch these Ballan wrasse. And you know, I've had them in this little spot twice that size, so if there's one here, there's usually a few more. It's just nice to get one to take the lure. So they do have real thick lips, these wrasse, so let's slide that one back. We are back at Looe and that light is just fading away now. The temperature is dropping and I'm waiting for that tide just to be at the right level for me to make my way back up the river. The inshore fishing was tough today. I had a few fussy bites, a nice couple of pollock to keep her bending the rod, and a single wrasse. So it's starting to feel like winter fishing now, where there's stuff happening, you know, in the deeper water offshore, but in closer everything's slowing down a bit. But hey, that's to be expected. And you know what, it was just nice to get out today and sort of get out, push myself out there. Even though I wasn't too sure at the start, I'm glad I did it. And hey, I'm glad you guys could come along for the adventure. If you enjoyed it, show some support, leave a like and a comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And that is it for this video. And hopefully it won't be long until I'm out again. Who knows with the weather at this time of year, maybe we'll do some shore fishing next. I've almost got a bit of a sort of urge to go flounder fishing up the river and see if there's any of those around us. That can be good fun at this time of year. But anyway, that's enough for this video. Been a great trip out on the Sib yet again. See you on the next one.